First of all, notice with me, why is it brilliant for the attorneys to duck the bullet? By the way, just so you know, this chart is going to happen in Uganda, right? This chart is also happening every day in Los Angeles. There's all kinds of folks who are lawyers, family law lawyers, doing divorce mediation, and they're the only lawyer in the room. You got husband and wife and the mediator's a lawyer. And the fact is, as far as you've got people who don't know how to do diso master, do not know the normal practice with regard to child custody and visitation, and et cetera, and they've gone to an attorney mediator because why? Because they get a twofer, right? I get a mediator and a lawyer all in one. Wow, this is good, right? And most of the people I know who do this, who are attorney mediators, their card says attorney mediator. Their card doesn't say mediator. The fact that I'm a lawyer is irrelevant. No, they want you to know I'm a lawyer. Why do they want to advertise or promote or emphasize that they're a lawyer? They want to create the perception of a twofer, right? That you not only get a mediator, but you have someone who's aware of the legal norms. So the question is, we're starting to have a conversation about the relationship between law and mediation. And on one hand, mediation is a place where we empower two people to make their decision, and they can create their own mosaic of justice. The philosophical question we have to ask is, how do we feel when we know these people are ignorant about social norms? And if we take law as a statement of social norms, guess what? A whole bunch of other folks have gotten divorced before you. This is the first time you're going through this. Even though it seems fair to you, what they've found over time is that it is more fair if we do it this way. We'll get there. All right. So at this point, the attorney says, I can't answer that question. Why does the attorney want to avoid answering that question? Why don't you?
Changing your role then.
It won't facilitate settlement. You're changing your role to what? Notice with me, black letter law, legal advice equals taking facts, applying law, and predicting an outcome. That's black letter law, all right? The fact is, a lot of people have been sued for legal malpractice for comments made at cocktail parties that are much less formal than that, all right? So there's also a slippery slope into forming, but notice with me, if you take facts, apply the law, and predict an outcome, black letter law says you just formed an attorney-client relationship. And now with that duty, you owe what? All the duties of an attorney-client relationship, including zealous advocacy. So the reason your instincts were, I can't be the one who educates this person, is because if I give this person legal advice, now what has just happened? Now I'm your lawyer and I owe you zealous advocacy. So what's the matter with that? How does it change the role? Now suddenly, I'm not neutral. Now I just got captured by one side. Okay? Don't forget, this happens all over Los Angeles every weekend when people do divorce mediation. And some of them have found the solution, right? The solution is, I'm going to give legal advice to the other side too. Right? Now I'm back in the middle. Huh? And in fact, the American Bar Association says if you're a lawyer and you're doing divorce mediation, the family law part of this says if you're going to give legal advice, make sure you do it with both of them at the same time. So while they're both in the room, instead of taking, I want you both to know that, and there you are, you're giving legal advice to everyone all over the place. Now, are you allowed to do that? Why not? What's bad about that? Back to legal ethics. Let's go back to that place in our head.
You have to give full disclosure. I'm going to talk to the other side. You have adverse interests, but I'm a lawyer.
So and again, you're hitting the bullet points, but the umbrella is now we've got ourselves in a conflict situation, right? I'm representing two. Now I have zealous advocacy duties to two parties, and I'm in a conflict of interest. Can I have a conflict of interest?
Full disclosure.
If it's fully disclosed and waived in writing, unless they have inimically adverse interests, according to the model rule, right? If they have inimically adverse interests, they can't waive it, right? Do these folks have inimically adverse interests? Yes. Until they get an agreement. So maybe you could, in fact, pull this game once you get the agreement done and then say, now, if you want to, I'll write the settlement agreement because you guys both agree to these terms and I'll put all the boilerplate in, yada, yada, yada.